Hello, and welcome to another unboxing. So this is Upturned Table, and tonight we're going to be looking at BattleTech. So I've got for you tonight two boxes. The BattleTech, a game of armored combat, which I think is kind of their base set, and BattleTech Clan Invasion. I believe both of these were kickstarted to raise funds for this, and these are produced by Catalyst Game Labs. And I'm a complete newbie, completely new to BattleTech, but I've been kind of motivated to check it out based on the lore that people have discussed, and looking for something deep and alternative as far as sci-fi that's not 40K. So I think there's a lot of people right now that are taking a look at BattleTech as an alternative and a less expensive option for wargaming. So, and also what brought this about was there is currently a Humble Bundle, Introduction to BattleTech Bundle, which gives you a ton. I think it's like 18 PDFs, books, and things for the game. But it also includes, one of the levels also includes a physical copy of the brand new box set. So there's a link in the chat and a link in the description for this stream for that, and that'll help us out. That'll help the channel out as well. Yeah, that seems like a really great way to get into the game at a very, very low cost. The only kind of snag in the whole situation is this is the second version of their beginner's box that Catalyst Games produced. I believe the first version is sold out in most places, and the new version is also sold out. So I think once they announced the new beginner box, people bought the old one, I think specifically because of the mechs that they included. And so now you'll have to wait until the beginning of the year for the fulfillment physically of the beginner's box. But you'll have everything else, digitally immediately. And yeah, so I'm really curious to see the quality and kind of what's going on inside these boxes, and how playable it is right out of the gate. So the little bit that I know about BattleTech, I know, of course, FASA was the original company, and I think it was in the 80s, like 84, very early, that it was produced. But it seems like after after their ownership, the rights to it got a little crazy. I was just looking at Wikipedia, and so FASA closed in 2000. WizKids bought the rights to the game in 2001. They released MechWarrior Dark Age because they do collectible miniatures games, pre-painted, I would imagine. And then they licensed the rights to continue to publish the old products to FanPro. Topps bought WizKids, so Topps, the baseball card company, bought WizKids in 2003, and FanPro still held the license for the original tabletop game, rebranded Classic BattleTech, until 2007, at which point Catalyst Games bought it. So they acquired the license from Topps. So Catalyst holds a license until this day. So yeah, from 2007. So quite a wild ride. So 15 years, I guess, Catalyst has had, and they've been doing various Kickstarters to launch some of these new boxes. I think Clan Invasion was one of the newer ones, and next year we're going to be getting Mercenaries. And I am just really curious about the quality. I don't have any other Catalyst games, so I want to see what their miniatures are like, and just the quality of their components and everything. It was a little confusing at the beginning to kind of know where to start with BattleTech, because there's people that have been in it since the 80s, and people have been picking things up. And there's also, because of this is the age of 3D printing, there's a lot of people that have made models that you can actually print. So I wasn't sure where a good place to start was, what books were good, and they don't do a great job. Catalyst doesn't do a great job of making it clear, like, this is what you need. I guess the beginner boxes are their attempt to do that. I think they only contain 2 models, but they make them interesting models, I guess, because these beginner boxes are highly sought after. And so yeah, we'll see what things look like inside. And help me out in the chat if there's any experienced BattleTech players that, when I make egregious mistakes, errors in my understanding, to kind of help me through what I'm looking at. But I'm very interested. I mean, I love giant mechs. We're based in Japan, so this is the land of giant mechs. And I've played MechWarrior games as well as a few the newest BattleTech PC game. So I'm very interested in the setting, and I want to know much more about the lore. Of course, there's not going to be a heck of a lot in the booklets inside these, but we're going to get, I think, quite a bit of material. So let's take a look. I guess we'll start with this guy. And let me know in the comments, too, if there's any big mistakes that I make or anything. We'll get the plastic off so you can see this. But they've got great art. I think that's the one thing you can't fault Catalyst for, is they get some great full-color art. So we'll get the plastic off so you can actually see the box art a little bit better. Oh. Wow, a nice, well, maybe that's not going to help the gloss very much. It's a nice glossy box. So a nice sturdy glossy box. So I'm going to have to keep this tipped. But yeah, let's take a look. So there's the logos on the side, and take a look at the back here. Okay, find you a good angle. Find me a good angle, actually. The galaxy awaits. It is the dawn of the 31st century. You are a MechWarrior, master of a multi-ton, towering avatar of destruction that is the culmination of more than 3,000 years of battlefield technology development. A precious heirloom passed from parent to child across centuries, an unassailable mark of your station. Whether a soldier of fortune or a true blue patriot, you drop into the hot zones across thousands of worlds to expand the star-spanning empire of one of the noble great houses. BattleTech is the world's greatest armored combat game. Inside you'll discover epic clashes, dynamic characters, and a myriad of gaming experiences for any type of player. Miniature to RPG players, hobby painting to fiction and beyond. A game of armored combat includes everything you need to start tossing dice and moving miniatures on your gaming table. Do you have what it takes to plant the banner of victory and become a legend? Leap into the action and find out. That's some pretty compelling text. So the contents of this set are 8 high-quality, fully assembled, unpainted miniatures, 56-page rulebook, a 16-page record sheet book, 16 pages of the universe primer. Oh, good. So there is lore. 24-page fiction novella. I knew that there were novels published, so that's great. They include a novella as well to help you into the setting. 8 pilot cards, 1 heavy stock reference sheet, 2 18 by 24 full color paper maps, double-sided, punchboard of additional. There's something else. BattleTech, maybe Battle Mechs and terrain. We don't need that bullet point there. And 2 six-sided dice. So everything that is pictured. All right, so let's see how this looks inside. Yeah, definitely a nice box. This is going to keep everything very safe. I wonder if they did vacuum trays or if the miniatures are just in plastic bags. Wow. Yeah, this is a sturdy box. It's great. All right, so they didn't give us any cheat sheets or references inside. All right, and some advertising. Well, you've got a code. I just gave somebody a code. And it's a code for 20. It's a $20 coupon. So whoever's the first one, of course they put a coupon code right on the top of the box. And I'm live streaming this. So whoever runs to the Catalyst Game stores just got $20 off their next order. Great. Well, when they said book, or no, this is the novella. That's great. So this is the novella. Oh, this is great. Wow, yeah, sometimes these are really throwaway, but there's even illustrations in here. Oh, that's cool. Under license from Topps. All right, and here's our cards. A coupon code right on the inside of the box. Oh, these are nice quality. Wow, they've got a nice coat on them. So our Battlemaster, sorry, find a good angle here. Our Thunderbolts. I can't find a good angle for myself. The Catapults. The Wolverine. Shadowhawk. Griffin. Commando. Locust. And then our pilot cards. Wow, so I wonder if these are all like in the fiction and the lore. So if these are recognizable names to existing players. Wade Fitzwarren, Lutgard Vintar, Jenna Campbell, Anton Larock, Carlos Karlevsky, Durant Carlyle, John Hayes, Faye Fetters, and Luna Takinaka. Interesting. So showing their mechs. And here are the mechs. Yeah, they're in a vacuum tray. And here's our D6s. So no fancy logos, but they look like they're not they're not super tiny, so that's great. They could have put a logo on whichever number you want to roll. But yeah, those are decent. And our mechs. So looks like they're on hex bases. Yeah, it looks like very easy. So yeah, it seems like it would be easy to. Oh, good, and they're not kind of stuck. Some of these vacuum trays, they pinch the models in there so that they don't come out. But these are actually they're nice and deep, so they don't go anywhere. But yeah, the detail is decent looking. They're very paintable. So it doesn't feel. I was worried that it was going to be very, board game quality, but there's a lot of nice detail on there. Yeah, I didn't know what I was expecting for scale as well. I had a feeling, or I just felt that everything was going to be much larger scale. But of course, if you're doing it on a, what are those 1-inch hexes? No, it's got to be 2-inch. That's got to be a 2-inch hex. I'm sorry, I'm losing my my ability to. It's been too metric for too long. Yeah. Oh, the smaller one, it's a little softer in the detail, but you can pick some of that out with some nice painting. And they're definitely pre-assembled. And there's an antenna on this guy that's not crazy bent or anything. So nice and chunky. And they've got some weight to them too. So they're nice and solid. The pieces are nice and solid. They didn't hollow them out or anything. Yeah. So 8 mechs in the box. That's pretty decent. Yeah, I think for the Kickstarter, these boxes were going for, I mean, they included, of course, a ton of extras, but they're going for about $50 US. So that's quite a price. This was actually much cheaper. I got a really good deal on this, so I couldn't pass it up because I really wanted to see what's going on with BattleTech. So here's our primer. Let's see if we can get the box to help out a little bit. Our primer to the universe. I'm imagining. Oh, there we go. So yeah, they've got a little bit of a little bit of lore. There's a little bit of fiction. I think that's really important. There's a lot of games that I like the company, I like the design. You like what they're doing, but they're just not supporting it. They need to hire some talented people to be writing stories to kind of immerse you. And audiobooks are great if you've got a hobby where you're painting miniatures. Listening to an audiobook from the setting that's well voice acted, that's well written, like really draws you in. And I think that's a huge advantage that Games Workshop has with 40K. And it looks like FASA did that with BattleTech, because people talk about this setting being very, very deep and very interesting. So BattleTech Fiction is back. So over 50 titles available now in popular EPUB formats. Immerse yourself in the exciting action, intrigue, and drama. Visit Catalyst Games store to download your next adventure. Audiobooks. Catalyst Games audiobooks. I know that's an incredible expense, but that's great. Yeah, there is a wealth of fiction. All right, so let's take a look. I'm sorry, everything is so beautiful and glossy, but I do not have a good angle. This is the primer. So universe overview. So BattleTech is science fiction space opera set in a fictional militarized universe of the 31st century. Humanity has spread to the stars and spawned titanic interstellar empires, each controlling hundreds of worlds across a combined region of space stretching more than 1,000 light years. So following the rise of the 6 great noble houses, the mighty Star League was forged, heralding the golden era of prosperity. So here's a timeline. Yeah, the eras of history. So the Star League era, Secession Wars, Clan Invasion, Civil War, Jihad, Dark Age, and Ilklan. Oh, there we go. How the inner sphere is divided. Circa 3025. So there's our noble houses. So House Steiner, Comstar, House Merrick, House Liao, House Davion, and House Kurita. All right. Oh, and then the names. Yeah, the Lyrian Commonwealth, the Free Worlds League, Capellan Federation. House Davion is Federated Sons, and House Kurita is Draconis Combine. The Star League. Lots of art. Wow. They got, yeah, so here's a rundown of each of the houses and some flavor. They could, well, I guess it's good to have a lot of art. The primer's a little light on text, but it's got a lot of art and it's glossy, nice glossy pages, so you can't complain. So I'll start, here's Mercenaries. So Mercenaries, that's what's coming next year, 2023. And Battle Mechs and MechWarriors. Okay, so here are the books available. So Technical Readout, Secession Wars, Battle Mech Manual, Total Warfare, and Alpha Strike Commander's Edition. So these are currently the books that are available like outside of the box set. So you're getting booklets in the box set, and then those are the, I guess, hardcover. I have to double check. I wonder if those are nice hardcover books. They better be. I'm tired of getting surprised by no hardcover books being produced for things. I was shocked that Kings of War, the latest edition of Kings of War, is not hardbound. I might have missed a Kickstarter for that. Oh, here's a decent cover on this one, though. So this is just a booklet with the pages of the same paper as the cover, but this has a nice cardstock cover. So this is our rule book, and it's not. Oh no, it is. It is glossy. I was hoping to get a little relief from this glare. I apologize if you can't see some things here. So this is the rule book inside, table of contents. So their introduction, playing the game, movement, combat, damage. So all of the rules. Heat, other actions, scenarios, construction, weapons, and equipment. So we'll just take a quick flip through everything. The types of terrain. Oh, I like the mech sheets. Those are really cool. So some tables. Oh, movement dice. Oh, it helps. Hey, wait a minute. Does it help to have different colored dice? Then why didn't you include different colored dice? Okay, so movement dice. Well, not required. Yeah, these dice are not included in the box. Yeah, so commonly the white dice are used to mark mechs that walked. Oh, interesting. Okay, so yeah, so it's probably worth seeking out some colorful dice. Interesting. It seems like for a complete set, guys, how hard would it have been to... I mean, these aren't insanely rare custom dice. D6s with pips on them, I think you could have put those in there. But I guess, though, then they would have had to include 8, right? Because you need one for every... Oh, yeah, maybe more than that. You need one for every mech. So, be happy with what we've got. So, movement. All right. And combat. Yes, line of sight rules, terrain. Oh, yeah, left arc, right arc. Yeah, that's great. hexes make all that, yeah, arc stuff very readable. All right, range. That's right, because you're counting hexes too, so no tape measures. Wow. That could make things faster. Attack modifier tables. That's a pretty big table. Cluster hits hit location table. Cluster hits. Yeah, so a lot of this is feeling like heat and hit location is similar to what I played in PC version. So hopefully if they've recreated that well, this will all kind of click quickly. Some more combat rules. Club attacks. Finding a club. I guess that's the mech version of improvised weapons. Kick location, punch location. All right, so once you're out of ammo, I guess, yeah, you're down to clubbing, kicking, and punching. And then damage, resolution, critical hits. And I've heard that the rules haven't, I think they've been refined, but they haven't changed so much that they're still pretty compatible. So if you've been playing since the 80s, you're going to kind of recognize they didn't want to, improve on something, fix something that wasn't broken, or, try to improve on something that was already beloved. So, yeah, I think we're good in that respect, that they haven't tried to, reinvent the wheel. And damage, transferring damage, destroying a mech, step-by-step damage. Nice, yeah, that's great. Table with all the structural damage points. And a flowchart of damage to determine whether you're dead or not. Does the location facing have armor? Is there damage remaining? Does the internal structure remain in the location at the start of the phase? Did the location have any components that could take a critical hit? Oh, and here's heat. So the heat points table. Effects of heat. Ooh, there we go. Nice. So level 30 heat, shut down. Level 26, shut down, avoid on 10 up. Shut down, avoid on 8 up. So you get to do heat rolls. That's great. So movement, weapon attacks, shut down, ammunition. Piloting skill rolls. Displacement. Domino effect. Oh yeah. If a mech is forced into a hex occupied by another mech, the mech already in the hex, known as the target mech, is forced out of the hex. This is called domino effect. Nice. Accidental falls from above. Oh, nice. Oh, here we go. And here's the scenarios included. Final exam. Trial by fire. Divide and conquer. It sounds quite narrative. Oh, the maps look pretty cool too. I think we've got cardstock terrain in here too. I mean, like hex, 2D terrain. Oh, so we got 3. Was that 3 scenarios? Yes, divide and conquer, the third one. And then the construction guide, how to build a mech. Choosing weight, add engines, choose actuators. All right, add additional heat sinks. I'm sure there's a lot of, over all these years, what, 30, 40 years? It's getting 84? Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, that's crazy. 40 years of mech designs for this game. And then weapons and equipment. So autocannons, flamers, lasers, machine guns, missile launchers, long range, short range, particle projector cannons, and physical weapons. Nice. And some painted examples on the back. That's always nice. Oh, interesting. And here's, they're all hex bases, and these are the raised, the ones that they're mounted on. But here it looks like just a thin, what is that, MDF style base. All right, so miniatures painted by Dave Fanjoy. Matt Friedrichsen, Joel Hardwick, and Ryan Peterson. Good job, guys. All right, so that is our rule book. Yeah, that does not seem impossible to digest. There's a lot, especially for building. I mean, that was quite a meaty section. So, but it's not ridiculous. It's not like a 500-page tome. And here's our booklet of sheets, of record sheets. So for each type, the locust, so they give you the type here, and then the illustration. That's cool. Yeah, and these will photocopy well. That's great. Full color would have been really cool, but then impossible to make copies of. This is perfect because it's very copyable. You don't have to sacrifice these, and you can get these will Xerox well. All right. Yeah, so this is just like a standard paper. It's not glossy, as you can see. It's not glossy or anything, but yeah, nice that they included some illustration. Easy to match, especially when you're just learning the names of the different models. All right. Well, here, this is interesting. So not glossy, but a pretty thick, nice paper stock. So here are our two-sided maps. Wow, so not huge at all. Yeah, I forget the dimensions that it said on the box, but yeah, this is 2 feet by a little less than 2 feet. Nice. And you can see all the hexes have numbered. They're all numbered, so you can identify things. Oh, and they give you in the elevations, because it's all 2D. If you can see on some of these, they give you the elevation, so level 2, level 3, so you can actually see how far above you something is. And here's some green. Similar. Yeah, these are decent. It's nice and thick paper. It's not coated, or if it is, it's a very matte coat. But that means it's going to photograph really well. Look at how not glossy that is. So for battle reports and things, that's nice. You won't have to worry about light positions and stuff as much. And here's our second map. So here's our grassy side with a river, a highway. Nice. Yeah, so these are copyrighted 2018. So this must have been... This is, these are all 2018. Oh, sorry. And the flip side with the desert on here. Oh, hey, how's it going, Miguel? What is going on? Nice. Oh, cool. So Miguel's saying BattleTech is his spirit animal. Oh, very cool. Nice. Ah, I see. Yeah, because I imagine when this was produced in '84 too, there wasn't the budgets to do a lot of full color. So yeah, everything was probably very black and white. So regarding the dice, BattleTech works on a 2d6 system. Having different colored dice is kind of moot. Oh, I see. Interesting. And it's nice because you hate one die in particular, but moot. All right. Oh, that's cool. All right. Oh, wow. This is a very solid reference card. Wow, that's not going anywhere. It feels like the same cardstock as the box is made out of. Very cool. So here's your attacks and modifiers. I was wondering if they were going to reproduce, because there were a lot of tables and they're kind of scattered throughout the rules. So that's cool that they've got this going on. Well, that's great. Passing this back and forth, this is not going anywhere. Good idea. Oh, and here is our terrain. And, oh, that's interesting. So all of the mechs in the box are also represented as standees. Wow, so you don't even have to play with miniatures. You could actually play with all standees. That's pretty crazy. Like for a beginning a game. Yeah, two-sided. So there's for the grass and the desert sides. Very cool. Yeah, so yeah, let's pop one of these out. Yeah, so nice thick cardstock for these as well. And let's see, because it is different material, let's see how color-wise. Oh, they look good. Yeah, you can spot them easily, but they blend in well enough. Cool. Oh, that's really interesting that everything is also included as a standee. I guess if you're using, if there are things that players aren't playing. So that is everything in this first box. So the Game of Armored Combat, kind of their standard box. Oh, there's the retail right there. So yeah, you could get this with a bunch of extra stuff for about $50 US on the Kickstarter. And this is the retail. It's available for much less than that, but interesting. $60. That's, I mean, the quality of everything is good. That's a little bit, and that may be kind of a Catalyst Games thing. It's a little, I mean, this compared to so many other things, but it's a lot. I mean, there is a lot in here. And it's booklets. I mean, 8 miniatures. Yeah, that's because that was a lot of tooling, and that is a lot of production. So yeah, $60. That makes sense, and they're giving you cards and everything. I mean, I don't think you're going to get into a miniatures game for anywhere near that, including like rules and maps and everything. Yeah, and these are very sturdy miniatures. They don't have, like, you don't see obvious globs of glue or anything on the miniatures. I'm curious how people play, like what the if 3D printed is acceptable, or if that's kind of a newer development, or just people are like, yeah, play with whatever. Yeah, and it's nice that they include fiction and and Miguel, if you wanted that $20 off, the code is at the beginning of the stream. Yeah, that's true. It's a complete experience. So I mean, and with the price of board games, hovering around $100 now, full retail is still not bad for this. And I got a great deal on this this box, so that's very, very good. Wow. So that is that is everything in the first game. And the nice thing too is it goes very easily all back in the box. I think you've seen other unboxings that I've done where I just have to push a pile of stuff aside because there's no way it's going back in. All right. So let's follow that up with the newer box, the Clan Invasion. And I'll get the plastic off. So with those 8 minis plus the 8 cardboard, that's all you need for many games. Oh, that's great. Very cool. Great. And so, Miguel, you're also a knowledgeable on 40K. How would you compare the lore and the two worlds? Like, what are the big differences? Because there's obviously a lot of fiction for BattleTech. Yeah, I'm curious how it reads. I heard someone compare it to BattleTech as a little more Game of Thrones. There's a lot more tension between the houses and stuff. There's just tension between the races, basically, in 40K. So here's the Clan Invasion box, and this was kickstarted not that long ago. They don't really tell you, do they? Kickstarter pages are becoming more useless. Yeah, it doesn't say when it was completed. The fulfillment date was supposed to be 2020, so I'm not sure if they hit that or not. But yeah, so this was just a few years ago. Clan Invasion came out. So here's this box, and we'll take a look at the back. So the children of Kerensky return. So in the year 3050, the true heirs of the Lost Star League thunder forth from the depths of the far periphery and carve deep into the quarreling successor states. All the clan juggernauts roll across the coreward realms of the inner sphere, The House of Lords scrambles to shore up their defenses and devise some way to halt the invaders. Backed by high-tech omnimechs, bristling with advanced weaponry and battlesuit-clad elementals, capable of bringing down a mech, the clan crusade drives toward the heart of the human-occupied space. Do you possess the bold tactics and heroic courage to defeat warriors trained from birth to conquer? Or will you uphold Kerensky's dream, cast aside squabbling lords of the inner sphere, and reignite the flame of the Star League? So with this box, you'll unlock powerful new factions and mechs to expand your BattleTech experience and take part in the cataclysmic conflict which will rock the inner sphere. The BattleTech Clan Invasion box includes 5 iconic Omnimechs, the Timberwolf, Executioner, Nova, Adder, and Mongrel. So the BattleTech Clan Invasion box is a supplement to the box we just looked at, and that is required to use this set. So inside, we've got 5 quality fully assembled unpainted Omnimechs, 2 fully assembled unpainted bases of elementals. So again, I guess it was 8 before, but yeah, we've got 7 miniatures in here. Punch board of additional Omnimechs in terrain, 32-page rulebook, 24-page record sheet, again, 24-page clan invasion primer, great. Another 20-page novella, 10 double-sided mech cards, 5 double-sided Alpha Strike cards. Heavy stock reference sheet, that's really nice, yeah. The fact that it's heavy and the 2d6s. And this one, yeah, because it's a little bit less plastic, so $49.99, so $50. And it's also, yeah, the rule book isn't going to be, I wonder, the rule book looks, yeah. We'll see what it adds. So again, yeah, they wrap the art around. And it's, again, that same heavy, glossy box. So really good quality. I mean, Catalyst, you can't criticize them for how the things are produced. They're really, really nice. So no discount code on the top, sorry. All right. Oh, so this Kickstarter got delayed by a year due to COVID and the subsequent shipping mess. Nice. Oh, interesting. And so comparing the lore between something like Warhammer 40K and BattleTech, Miguel said 40K is a bunch of vignettes and BattleTech is a novel. So it's a continuing story because every house is interconnected and kind of an ongoing. You don't have the same sort of isolation. So yeah, very similar quality novella with even with illustrations again. Very cool. Yeah, I think that's a really good idea to tease people into the fiction of the setting, because if they like the game, that just makes it all that much more enjoyable. And it even said on the box, they said this is for any kind of gamer. If you like RPG, role play kind of story heavy, or strategy tactics, this does all of that. So that's very cool. All right. So here's our cards. So the Timberwolf A. Oh, we've got, 2-sided. Nova A, the Mongrel A, and the Executioner. So the second side is, Prim, Adder A, and Adder Prime. Oh, is that a... Oh, yeah. We lost an E. That's supposed to be Prime as well. Okay, there's one printing mistake. But the quality of the cards is great. They're, a nice gloss and nice and heavy. And here's our pilot cards. Oh, 2-sided. So Jundar, Rajesh, Christine Ott, Marish, Salinda, Camille Delvillar, Waywin, Red, Sojak. Oh yeah, so and it's also it's the paint schemes are different. So it's the same mech but different paint schemes. So Bob Becker, and then Sojak. Nice. Johnny Zawat, Spillern, lots of pilots. Marzender, Sabine, Piddick, Crit shell. Sorry about the little focus deal there. Hundiak. Oh, gotta find some schemes here, paint schemes. Elizabeth and Emily. Cool, and it's got the the rank and special pilot abilities and everything. You can see that without the glare. And then our last one here, Adora and Joshua Ward. Very cool. Yeah, that's great. Everything. So I've got 2 more of our D6s, and here let's take a look at... Oh, I was wondering why it was... because it's transparent. So there's our mechs and elementals in the tray. So is it the same? Yeah, I think it's all the same hexes. Let's do this. So take a look at these guys up close. Nice. Oh, cool. So there's an option. There's an option during the Kickstarter to create your own character for BattleTech lore. That's very cool. So Omnitex can be retrofitted on the go and have different variants. Ah, I see. So that's why there's the multi-sided. Let me get some focus here. Interesting. It's less plastic because the clan organized their box they're in units of 5. Well, it's lances of 4 for the inner sphere. Nice. That's cool. So different technology. So definitely more to think about, a different approach to maybe designing and access to different technology. I like that. There's a lot of the sci-fi, like Gundam does that as well. They have the tension between, the Earthborn and the Spaceborn, and they kind of come back to take their revenge on the decadent, planet-born. I think that's a good tension because it's not drawn along racial or ethnic lines. It's just drawn around where you were born and how you feel about the existing governments. So here's our elementals. We'll get in a little closer on these guys. I like the smoke trails there. Cool. Nice. Oh yeah, I think these guys are identical. Cool, and those are the same. I mean, it doesn't really matter. They all sit in the same. Yeah, it's the same size base. It's funny. It looks like it's a different size base from the inside. It's just an optical illusion because they're not crowding it in the same way. All right. All right. So yeah, the clans are more advanced than the inner sphere. Oh wow! So that was all from the names on the cards were from Kickstarters. From the Kickstarter. That's very cool. Yeah, so people, especially people that have been playing for a while, that must felt really nice to actually, be able to create something in the universe, and maybe, your character, your player that you've had for 20 years, it's now part of the lore. That's crazy. That's a pretty good move on Catalyst's part. That's a good way to include, kind of new and old, and get people to feel like they have a stake in the game. So here's our primer. So that looks to be, identical to the previous ones. Oh, but here's the years 3050, the fires of the Fourth Succession War had given way to new alliances in the face of a dire threat looming over the entire inner sphere. All 5 houses desperately seek a way to turn back these invasions while continuing their technological renaissance. Clan mechs, whether newly graduated into the warrior caste or honed by decades of vicious combat, are hell-bent on conquering the inner sphere. The great houses and the skilled mercenaries at their command must work together against the clans to snatch victory from the jaws of certain defeat. And here's our eras, our timelines again. And the inner sphere at 3,052. Yeah, so St. Ives Compact. I don't think we saw that last time. Calmstar is still there. The Pseudo-Religious Order. And the Free Razelhade Republic. So a couple of editions. Oh, and there we go. So 52 Inner Sphere. And yeah, a little bit more changes. All right. So Founding of the Clans. This looks got a lot of novel cover art and things. That's really cool that they collaged so much in there. So Clan Ghost Bear, Clan Jade Falcon, Clan Smoke Jaguar, Clan Wolf. Reserve Clans, Operational Revival. Oh, and a glossary of everything. Oh, that's great. Yeah, so there's a lot of new terminology that entered the game. That's great. So there's a key to the region map that we were looking at. And I guess because it is a clan invasion, you do want to kind of track where they're headed, where they've conquered, where they're fighting. And then Omnimex and Elementals. Is your clan still building, maintaining, repairing, arming, and piloting standard battle mechs? Omnimex boasts something to benefit every single member of clan society. Oh yeah, and so the Elementals. Elementals are named for their ability to fight in any element and represent both the clan suits of battle armor and the veritable giants who wear these suits in battle. First deployed by Clan Wolf in 2868. Some battle armored troops are Space Marines. Nice. Technical readout, clan invasion. Yeah, so these are the those are the same books available. And then again, all of the fiction. Nice. It's really good that they include primers to the lore. That's great. By the way, Comstar is like the AT&T of BattleTech. Oh, that's great. So Catalyst said they're not going to do it again. The naming, we're talking about the names, because they have names for 100 books. I'm sure the chance to actually be part of BattleTech lore must have been very motivating. So yeah, that's funny. A lot of people were willing to. That must have been a very successful crowdfunding campaign. Oh yes, it was $2.5 million US dollars, 11,000 backers for Clan Invasion. Yeah, that's pretty successful. Wow. Let's take a look at what else they have done for BattleTech. So Catalyst. That's right, they've got the Shadowrun as well. So Clan Invasion. Oh, so I guess the first... So Clan Invasion was kickstarted, but it doesn't look like the first box was. I'm not seeing it. Yeah. Okay, interesting. Yeah, but they also have... or they did, I guess they did a card game. Sorry. They have a license for a card game. And Sprawl Ops, a board game. Interesting. Wow. All right. So here we have our rule book. So a supplement to what we looked at before. So they go right into, because you've got the rules for line of sight and damage and everything. So this is just the equipment changes, the rules for elementals, new construction rules, force building, clan honor, and then 3 more scenarios. And here's all of our clans. Nice. So is this, I saw that they mentioned FOSSA made it all the way to a 4th edition. I'm sorry, a 3rd edition. No, 4th edition, yeah. To a 4th edition. So is the Catalyst version considered 5th edition, or is it still just a kind of a reprinting of the 4th edition rules? I'm curious how they... Yeah, because I haven't seen anything in the text that specifically refers to which edition. Oh, both boxes were Kickstarter plus plushies. They were plush mechs. Oh no. I see. Oh, I see. So there's 20 total clans, but these are the clans that invaded. So these are the clans that the Inner Sphere is dealing with. Very cool. Wow. Yeah. So the rules haven't changed in almost 40 years. That's amazing. Yeah, that's great. I mean, that proves that it was a solid rule set. If you can still, because think about how few games that actually you could actually say that about, as far as like, you know, tabletop role playing games or even board games, something that would entertain someone and be deep enough and interesting for people to get into it as a hobby, and have the same rule set for 40 years. That's crazy. Yeah, because they everything else has evolved. And I think, you know, of course, some of it for economic reasons. They want to sell you new books, and if you never you never needed a new rule set, then of course you would never buy more books. But at the same time, that says a lot about what they came up with for the original mech rules. So here's our weapon and equipment tables. Elementals. Oh, those look great. Swarm attack. Yeah, so the elementals can bring down mechs. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I wonder if they've done that in any of the games. I haven't gotten far enough in the BattleTech game to see. And it might not even be in that part of the storyline yet. There may not be clan. It might not be clan invasion yet. Construction. Yeah, so we got more construction rules, and then force building. Unit roles, organization schemes, Inner Sphere organization schemes, bonus abilities, the demoralizer. So force building, sniper, maneuvering ace, speed demon, clan honor, Zelbriggen, physical attacks, retreat, and then the scenarios. So trial of possession, the blooding, and worlds collide. Yeah, it's great. It looks like it is very narrative because they're naming characters and everything already in the beginning. Oh, and there's a bigger gallery here. This is scenarios, the cards. Oh, that's great. And here's some more painted, some art and some painted. Oh, maybe of each clan. Or a couple of them. Nice. Yeah, there we go. That's great. Yeah, you've got to show the painted models to get people excited about what's possible. And so here's our record sheets. So same situation. So it's a stapled booklet, but everything is in here. Nice. All right. Oh, here we go. Here's the map. Yeah, so if we're talking invasion, we need a map. Oh, look at this. This is great. Wow. So here's a glossier map. So maybe to allow you to dry erase mark on this if you need to, because this is a really heavy, and you can see a lot more reflective. But look at that. So the map as of 3025. Look at that. I don't know, maybe you can't, but look at everything is named. Every planet within each of the houses, every world is named. That's insane. Oh, all right. All right. I think I'm in. That's crazy. So yeah, everything is, they've got the houses listed. Who has what, and then 52. So this is, yeah. Oh, this is, yeah. So this was 25, And now we're 52. And yeah, the difference. So what has happened? Because there's clans already possessing significant parts. So they divided up. Sorry to do this on camera. Oh, what a mess. Yes, a Draconis Combine got pretty divided up there on the previous map. Sorry, I can't flip this very easily under the camera. But they took quite a beating, the two Federated Commonwealth and Draconis. Yeah, things did really shift around. Look at that. And there's some, yeah, very less worlds within some of these clan control. Very cool. Wow. So not only names, but we have descriptions of like 75% of these worlds. That's brilliant. I mean, and especially in the age of the internet now, you know, you can actually have these indexed and know, you know, this is what kind of terrain you'll be fighting on, what kind of world it is. That's insane. Okay. I think I'm definitely in, Miguel. That's pretty incredible. It's nice too. This is such a high quality map. They did a really nice job with that. And here's our super heavy card stock. Yeah, so we already have the hex maps. That's the biggest part. Aside from the rules, the biggest part is you don't have hex maps in this box. Oh no, you do. I lied again. I didn't think there was anything under these. And here's our mechs again with the standees. So no elementals. That's interesting. And we do have even more. Are these different or 2020? Yeah, they are. They're more. So like a sand side and a green side for each, and the same size. So the double fold. These look like what, A2 if we're talking. Yeah, if we're talking more metric sizes, this looks like close to like an A2 size. Nice. Lots of maps with hexes. Okay, cool. So they do give you more hex maps. That's great. I thought for sure there was going to be something they would have to skimp out on. And the standees. This is great. I mean, this is as thick a stock as the tokens the standees are printed on. And this map, oh, that's really cool. Okay, I'm going to be on the internet, I think, pretty late tonight. Wow. So, yeah, this is a pretty, another decent set. And a little bit less plastic, but they, you know, give you a break on the price. And it adds a whole, so that part of it right there, the whole idea of clan invasion, because there was, yeah, looking at the first map and everything, you know, sure, there's a lot of, you know, politics and scheming and things going on between the houses. But then as soon as you introduce, you know, these spacers, these off-world, you know, the people that come in with better technology and, you know, try to take over, that gets really interesting really fast. Wow. All right. So I'm going to have to find out if there's some audiobooks, because I'm going to need to hear some things as well. That's really cool that they already established, I think it was in the back of one of these guys, yeah, that all of that is available in EPUBs. Wow. So let me double check, and actually I think we could switch over if I haven't screwed up my my setup yet. Let's switch over to, if I can juggle some windows for you guys. So the big reason that I wanted to do this as soon as possible was so that you guys could see. Here we go. Cross your fingers. This. All right. Humble Bundle. Put together what they're calling the introduction to BattleTech, and because it was so kind of nebulous and frustrating about where to start, I thought this was a great thing for them to do. So they're doing a huge, colossal collection of digital rule books, field guides, campaign books, and more. So $30 gets you 27 digital books plus the physical beginner's box. But like I said, they've already run out of these at Catalyst, the first printing of them. So they're going to be reprinting them. And so they'll hopefully be available. I mean, we have no idea in the world we're living in now, but be available starting January next year. And I think that's for the US only, unfortunately. And there is probably still floating around the previous battle box. And, since the rules haven't changed. So for $18, $18, you've got 27 books. So it's Arcade Assault, Combat Manual, Karita Spotlight on Crescent Hawks, Empire Alone, Tamara Rising, Il Clan, Shattered Fortress, Era 3145, Field Manual 3145, Turning Points. Yeah, so wow, it looks like a lot of, and I guess because the this is written like this history, the secession wars and clan invasion, like everything has been written. This exists as a continuity. That's pretty crazy. So Turning Point, Tierfing, Battle of Tukayed, Total Chaos. Yeah, so Combat Manual, Mercenaries. Oh, so yeah, so the box that they're going to do the miniatures and what's going to kickstart next year may already exist in some form. And BattleTech Legends, Touring Stars, technical readouts for Clan Invasion and Succession War, Chaos Campaign, Total Warfare, Recognition Guide, Volume 1, Alpha Strike Commanders Edition, BattleTech Manual. So these are the, like on Amazon or whatever you search BattleTech, these are the books that come up. So you have digital versions of all of that. That's great. And if you just want a tiny taste, the first 4, you get the basic manuals. Yeah, the primer for the world. And the manual. Is that, so that might be, yeah, that might be similar to these guys, content-wise. So yeah, so I want to encourage anybody that's thought about looking into BattleTech to take a look at this. So it's going on for a few more days now. I think you've got a couple of weeks. And this bundle, of course, will help support this channel if you pledge in it. Also, of course, it's because it's Humble Bundle. It's a charity bundle, and the charity is the Navy Marine Corps Relief Society. So yeah, so I wanted to. I've had these sitting around for a while. Haven't had a chance to open them and go through what exactly is going on. And as soon as this bundle came up, I said I have to get this open because I want to get talking and get BattleTech on the channel. And all right, we have already our first spam bot has found us. So great. Sorry, Miguel. Let me open this over here. Okay, well that might be a sign that yeah, we're in the crosshairs. So I apologize. Now we're going to start getting spammed by the 69mega.com. That's ruined a couple of live streams we've done for battle reports as well. All right. So let me check a little bit. So what Miguel has been saying. Oh, and yeah. So this is the link to this Humble Bundle with our affiliate code. So please consider picking that up if you're at all interested. And let's go back to the tabletop here. All right. That's really great. So not only the clan invasion, but afterwards we have the Jihad and the Dark Age era where things went to dark places. Oh, very cool. It's going to be different. So the Merc Handbook is a set of rules about how to create your Merc unit and how to bankrupt it. Oh, nice. Yeah, so there'll be some economy. That in the PC games, that's a big thing. Is economy. So when you build things, they have to be designed well, but you also have to be able to afford them. So you have to be able to fight and get money, to get funds, to generate funds, but you are most of the time working with under-equipped mechs and stuff. So that's nice and challenging. So yeah, this has been really really great. I can't believe I sat on these as long as I did. I think it was early summer that I had these. So this it's a very belated belated early Christmas. Wow. So yeah, this is the two boxes that were kickstarted by Catalyst for BattleTech, and yeah, so all those books digitally are available now. That's very cool. I really wanted to yeah, get deeper into that. I'm going to take a look too for some more fiction and find out what my favorite era is of it. So Miguel was saying the downside of BattleTech is that the campaigns can get intensive. Yeah, I see. Yeah, so you can have to yeah, it looks like, I mean, just from looking at that map of worlds of of the inner sphere, that looks like it could go for a while. It could be generations. Well, it took 40 years. It's taken some people probably 40 years to get through everything. Wow. So yeah, I'm really glad to see what a great job they've done with this, and it does look like there's everything in there, like rules wise, and with the terrain and everything you need, and it'll be great to not be using tape measures too. So hopefully we can get this on the channel. I've got a few people that I've talked to that are interested in BattleTech, so we'll see if we can get a couple of battle reports of this, because I really want to try this out and really want to see how it works. So as I've played a bit on the PC and played the old MechWarrior games and things, so I'm a bit familiar with kind of tactics and strategy. So I'm curious to see how that works on the tabletop, and if it has the same kind of the fun crunch and everything. And Miguel, yes, Miguel, let's do this. So I wonder how the oh, I say Excel intensive. Oh, I see, spreadsheets. Yes, right. Yeah, that was that keeps coming up when you try to want to do the realism of the actual hardware and technology of mechs. Yeah, you're going to be resorting to to spreadsheets and things as well as yeah, I can imagine. So keeping track of events and campaigns, keeping track of builds of mechs. Yeah, definitely. Well, that's very cool. And yeah, I'm going to take a look then. So I might do a follow up after I do some looking around to see the kind of like STL 3D printing wise, what's out there, how that compares. I've heard people talk about the scale. I mean, you can scale a 3D model to anything you want, but things are built in a little bit different scales and things. So I'm curious how that looks, but this is a lot of models already. So yeah, and they do packs as well. I've seen like just blister packs of the models that Catalyst produces, so you can put together your lances, yeah, pretty completely, and from their models. So yeah, I'm really interested in how this goes, and I think hopefully I'll I don't know if there's any whatever is in the battle pack, if it's necessary, or if there's a few pieces that would be missing. So the beginner's box is 2 miniatures, a 12-page rule book, wet erase record sheets, a novella, a 4-page universe primer, 4 pilot cards, and 1 map and 2 dice. Interesting. Yeah, I think it's around $30. I think it's in the for the bundle as well. It's a $30 pledge, but that also gets you all the digital stuff. But I believe the retail for the beginner's box is something like that. But yeah, you can't, as I keep saying, you can't fault Catalyst for quality. They do nice looking boxes, nice looking materials, and lots of great art. Nice. 36 mechs. Yeah, so that's where it goes. That's where it goes crazy. So a small game is 4 mechs, and you can go up to a company size. But that'll take a whole afternoon. Oh wow, yeah. So I can't imagine 36. Yeah, keeping track of like heat and everything on 36 mechs. Wow. Well, excellent. So Yeah, thank you for joining me. I guess we escaped the spam bot. I was worried it was going to be a non-existent thing. Very cool. So, yeah, thank you for joining me. So, upturntable.com is our website where you'll find links to everything that we've been doing. I'm just posted a video of a flip through for the book Mutant Memories from the Forbidden Zone. So that's a history of the Swedish RPG Mutant, and going through Mutant Chronicles and all the way up to Mutant Year Zero. There'll definitely be more BattleTech content on this channel because just that map already has me. Yeah, I have to know now. And there's a lot of YouTubers that have made some great lore videos already, so I think I'm gonna have to queue up some BattleTech lore and find out a little bit about the different eras and how everything works. Very cool. But Upturn Table on social media if you want to find out. And so subscribe to the channel if you want to get updates on when we go live and do some unboxings or playthroughs. We're going to have, coming up one of these weekends, Chris and I are going to get a bunch of bits and sprues on the table and start assembling our Stargrave warbands and our crews, I think they're called, and some of our other some of the other games that we're building miniatures for, like Turnip 28, and some of the games that are miniature agnostic. We're going to be doing that, and the motivation for that is a big a big pile of plastic from North Star Minis, the people that do all the official miniatures for Frostgrave and Stargrave. They had a deal for their fantasy miniatures, so we got a bunch of sprues coming of very customizable plastic. So we'll be putting together not only probably Oathmark armies, but war bands for various things. So hopefully that'll be a fun thing to watch. I think I'm going to rig the green screen turntable, and so you can see miniatures as we're building them. But yeah, thank you for joining us. And if you'd like to support what we're doing, please consider becoming a patron. So patreon.com/upturntable. And also members on YouTube have the same benefits. So below there's a join button on this video or this live stream. So please consider becoming a member and letting us know, what you want to see more of, and what kind of content you enjoy, and tune into our weekly our weekly live stream and podcast recording called The Weekly. So The Weekly Live happens every Friday Japan time, so about Thursday night North American time, and we over Chris's lunch break we talk about the week in tabletop and all of the things that are going on. So yeah, there's a lot to see on the channel. So thank you so much for joining me, and give us a like on this video if you enjoyed going through the contents of these boxes, and hopefully that gives you some idea about where you would start if you wanted to get into BattleTech, if you would just start with books, or if one of these box sets would actually be a better way to do it. And there is there's that bundle too that'll get you all the digital books you could ever need. So thanks again, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, Miguel. I appreciate all the help in chat. Goodbye.